kind of funny when you go from having 50 rebounds and in the very next game you have 24 rebounds and the other team doubles you up. How do you sort of assess how that happened from one game to the next?
Well, I think obviously with Connecticut, they did a good job of getting on the glass, and whether that was on the offensive end or on the defensive end, they also knocked down a lot of shots. So that takes away some rebounding opportunities for us to finish off a possession and get out in transition. And we weren't really able to do that because they knocked in a lot of shots, to be honest. And so rebounding is going to be a point of emphasis for us moving forward. Obviously, I think when any team watches someone else play, you think, okay, look, let's see how this team beats them. Obviously, Connecticut beat us on the boards, and so I'm sure Vegas, with their size as well, if the upcoming game is going to try to be on the rebounding battle as well. So we just have to be better all around.
You had such a close game at Connecticut. Were you a little surprised that it went the way it did the second time around?
I mean, I think we know and we believe in this team and what we're able to do. And obviously, Connecticut is a very good team. You have to give them credit for the game that they've played and how they've played to start out this season. And they've got length and they've got depth to them. And so for us, I think we all believe that we could compete with them. We know we can beat them. We know, like you said, we played them close in Connecticut. And so I just think we didn't come out with the right energy. We didn't have a good start to that game. And then it kind of just unraveled from there. So just continuing to find the little things that we can do better to be a better team at the start of each and every game, better with the tendencies, better on the defensive end. And, that starts for all of us. It starts for me individually as well. And so just being better, just a little bit better than we were the game before.
All right, next up, we have Alex Simon with the next, followed by Ron Thulin.
Hi, Kia. In particular, then, to have your last game be against Connecticut, next game coming up against Vegas, but to have Connecticut facing Vegas right in between that, is there things that you guys saw Connecticut do against you guys, that you can see them doing against Vegas and working and not working? How does that kind of common opponent right in this little gap here help you in preparing for Wednesday?
Well, I think if you were able to watch, that game that you mentioned, Connecticut Vegas yesterday, and just seeing the different plays that obviously Connecticut probably had success on with us, and seeing those little defensive tendencies that we want to change up and make sure that we have better and ready to go against Vegas, as well as just understanding, again, when you watch a team like Vegas play and you see another team beat them, you say, what was their game plan and what worked? And so obviously Vegas is a team that's going to want to go inside. They're going to want to play through Liz and play through Asia as well. And so packing the paint tended to work. It worked a little bit for Connecticut there as well. And they also, they don't switch guard to guard. You notice a couple of different tendencies and trying to pay attention to that so that when we go to run something, one of our plays that maybe worked against Connecticut, and if it worked again against Vegas, the thing in the WNBA and every league and NBA as well is we all run the exact same plays. It just looks a little bit different because our personnel is different. So you can usually see what tendencies or what play actions work best against each team.
And then just especially with the way that your guys' schedule was kind of bang, 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 bang right out of the gate, 4 games the first 8 days, is it kind of, using this past weekend to kind of just get a quick little like mental, physical reset? Has that been something that you think was kind of needed for this team after that quick, heavy stretch right out of the gate?
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy to go on an East Coast trip on the road for 3 games and, play a game, fly. It's a lot on your body. And again, like you said, it's a lot mentally as well. So I think being able to come back here, have this weekend, we had a day off, which was great to kind of get a reset as well, but also get practice time. Sometimes when you're kind of in that situation where it's game, half a practice because you don't want to go too hard knowing that you have to play the next day, you just flew. You don't really get as much out of practice as you possibly could. And I think this week, especially being able to be in here and be in our gym and be at home and get these practices in and have this intensity that we've had is great because you can continue to get better and continue to fine tune some of those little things that didn't go well for you in the game. And so I think it's been a really good little small break because it still feels like it's going pretty quickly here.
All right, our final question is going to come from Ron Thulin.
Hi, Kia. I hope you're doing well. Watching you last year, and I told some people this after the season, I thought you were the grittiest player last year because obviously you weren't 100% playing. How frustrating was it for you last year, the ankle injury and everything, and not winning a lot of games? Was there some frustration there?
Yeah, I mean, there's always frustration anytime, there's an injury that's involved. For me, my frustration was mainly with myself and not being able to use my full, cutting capabilities, my full changes of speed, being able to shoot off 2 feet, shoot it behind screens. A lot of that stuff is what my game depends on. And so when you don't have one ankle that's working well enough or working with you, it gets pretty difficult to try and figure out what it is that, works. And all of a sudden you got to make a lot of adjustments. So there was a lot of frustration. I think every season there's frustration. This year I haven't had the best of individual performances, and mainly on the defensive end. So it's frustrating me now. And it's just finding different ways to kind of get through that, and finding different ways on how you can impact or make little changes here and there. And like I said, these practices we've been able to have allowed me to have some time to look and try and fine tune a little bit more things.
Did you enjoy broadcasting?
It's fun. It's different. But I do enjoy sharing the game, especially with the Canadians who, we have a big love for Raptors basketball out in Toronto and around our country. So it was fun to kind of share my little tidbits of the game and work with some incredible people as well.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Kia.
Right.